In this screen recording, I'm going to be talking about the camera angles in this Real music video. So there are a few reasons why I chose the song Because of You by Kelly Clarkson. Is that one, it's the same genre which I want to do for my own music video, e.g. pop. It's also included a few scenes which I really like and I might want to recreate, but also she's quite a well-known and recognised artist by the fact that she's got 323 million views on this one song, which is impressive, and it also shows that it must be a good song then. But anyway, so let's start. So in the beginning, we can see that there is a quick tilt, literally very quick, just to set an establishing shot about where they are, where this whole thing is going to be set. This obviously means that it's relatable to the audience, as it's just a normal neighbourhood. If we go further on, what I want to focus on here, not that far back, we can clearly see that in this fight scene they're using a handheld camera, as it adds to the frustration and anger. By this I mean, look at this up here. You can clearly see that that's not using a Steadicam. If they use a Steadicam, it wouldn't seem emotionless, but it wouldn't make the audience feel the same up and down roller coaster idea of how these two are going through right now. So if we go here, there is a very quick cut of a family photo. This just gives a little bit more information to the audience about what they could be arguing about and what everything is going on, to be honest. So here we can see that they're clearly doing a two-person wide shot. So by using the wide shot, you can able to see that this is just a normal house where it looks like a casual house with the whole staircase, and you got the pictures on the walls, you got your front door. It just seems like a typical layout. This is a really clever scene, the way in which they've been able to make her move still, but then have him freeze on a certain point. That might be something which I want to include. I'm not going to go into the camera details because clearly that hasn't changed from what I just said about the two-person and the wide shot, but I still think that it's worth mentioning that I'm thinking about using something like that. So, in this scene, we can clearly see that they have used a tilt up the mirror. This is just to give you an idea that she is looking at a younger girl, which is obviously meant to reflect that it is a younger version of herself. Although it is an over-the-shoulder camera angle, we still get the feeling that it is what she's seeing because of the way that it looks up and down, as though remembering that that's what she used to look like. So, if I go on to this scene here. So, just before I play this little bit, this is one of the other scenes, the only actually other scene, which I was thinking about recreating in my own music video, as I just thought it was so unique and special, and it's very cleverly done, if I'm honest. So yeah. Now that is it for that little bit of the scene. It comes back later, but it's two very, very short clips, which I'll come back to in a sec. So by using a crane to create these quick dynamic overhead shots with the slightly canted angle, which means that it's on the side, so rather than being just straight the whole time, it will sometimes go like that or like that. Obviously this is an extreme example, but it's still using that technique here. This is just to show, well, the short shots I can't speak. The multiple short shots are to express how passionate the subject is and how she's emotional all of this is feeling. Even with like her actions and expressions, they're not exactly just small movements. All of them are quite over the top, armsy, like she wants to get out how she's feeling. Because of this endless background here, and when it's just a close-up shot, it makes you think that this is her just thinking by herself time, and that there's nobody else around, hence why there's so many reflections of herself, because maybe she feels lonely about this whole situation. By using these camera angles, it really enables the audience just to think and pick apart these little options and ideas. So if I go further on to where the mirror scene comes back, here, yeah, so you can see there clearly they've used the handheld again, because a Steadicam wouldn't do that. Where is it? Yeah, like that's extreme shaking, but anyway. So here, we can clearly see that they're playing with the depth by using focus pulls. This is just to really drag your attention to different points. So obviously you pay attention to her, then her, and then her. All these quick, very, very quick focus pulls is to show that she's quite interchanging about how she's feeling about this whole situation, and it makes you, as the audience, feel quite emotionful. That's not a word. It makes you feel quite expressive about this whole situation as well, and feel quite passionate about how she's feeling. So, where is it? So by having this like endless background going on, as I mentioned a little bit before, it really just makes the audience feel as though they're speaking to her, because there is being direct eye contact created through this close-up shot of her face. She's not even tilting her head like in the other mirror shots or anything like that. There is full attention and focus on the camera, which is quite powerful, to be fair. So if I go back a little bit, in this scene here we can see that there are a few short quick cuts of this little girl's face and her father. This quick cut idea it shows their emotion about how they're feeling at that time. Because obviously if you focus the camera on just this little girl, you can't see what he's doing, but by using quick cuts really enables you to see exactly how they're both feeling at the same time. It's quite clever. So by having a close-up of his hand as well, shows that he's not really paying attention to her and that he's just disregarding everything, which is, again, quite powerful on its own. They have used a higher angle shot for her father. This is, again, just to show that he's in more power and he's just slightly more important about whatever he's doing on the phone. Okay. So when we skip to this bit here where we see like the mother and everything, by having it on an eye level shot makes you understand what she's feeling and what she's going through, and it just makes it a little bit more personal. Okay. Where is it? So here you can see that they have used a low angle shot, which is to make them reflect and just feel as though they're small and they mean nothing and quite insignificant in this whole scenario, which is obviously that the parents are fighting and the kid is paying for it through how they're internally feeling, which is not great. So it definitely shows the whole emotional journey through how the eye level and high angle and low angle is constantly interchanging. So if we go back to this bit here, so we can clearly see that this is a tracking shot to show the characters storming away, being chased, or just in this case, helping carry a suitcase for a dad. It is quite powerful the way that it does this, because it makes you feel as though you're just a bystander looking and tilting or moving your head about what is happening at the current moment. So it's just coming up to this. So here we can see again the camera is cleverly placed, so then it looks like a point of view angle, which is just looking at her reflection. To make this more personal, in fact, they've used this angle as it seems as though she's just looking back at herself, again reflecting what she did as an older version of herself at the beginning when she was looking up and down the mirror. It's quite powerful, this link with the whole reflection idea, and it's nice that it's been continuously used. Yeah. So towards the end, you can see that it gets even more emotional and all of this, but then we get to the same point at the beginning. So instantly we can already see a difference in the fact that they're using a Steadicam instead of a handheld. Even if you look at like the pictures, her hair, none of it is significantly wobbly or anything like that. So we can see that they're using a Steadicam. This could show that it's the start in resolving the issue and the artist feels better about themselves and what they've been through, and they don't want it, well, they know that it's going to be a relapse of what they've been through if they don't sort out their own issues, basically. So it's quite powerful the way in which it starts out very shaky and wobbly, and then by the end of it, it is all used by Steadicam, which is quite nice. So this sums up my camera angles for Because of You.